This is John McCallister. In today's edition of the McCallister Scouting Report, I'm gonna do a little interview with Owen Bainbridge, the quarterback from Stowe High School. I saw him play as a sophomore, and I really liked him. He's a long guy. He's like 6'4", 6'5", 200 pounds, 205. At least that's the last I knew. And I haven't really talked to him this last season because of, obviously all the COVID. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to ask him all kinds of questions about quarterbacking, about advice he would give the younger guys coming through, because he will be a senior and it should be an exciting time for him. And again, looking forward to it. Hey, I have, like I said earlier in the pre-show, that I have Owen Bainbridge from Stowe High School. Saw him play as a sophomore. He's like, I'm going to tell you, he's tall now, 6'5", maybe cheating more. And how much do you weigh now, Owen?
I'm like sitting around 200, but I was like 204 last night.
Okay, good. You're fine. You're fine. All that weight will come. The college job is to make you bigger and better. I understand you have some Mid-American Conference offers, and those are pretty good. I can't say anything because I've got friends at every place. Tell me, are you playing basketball too?
This year I decided not to play. I decided to get like my weight up in my body where I want it for next season.
Okay. Then you can always play as a senior, right? Oh no, this
Yeah.
is your senior year coming in. I'm sorry. Okay, tell me about quarterbacking. What's the biggest thing a quarterback? What's the biggest quality or skill he has to have?
I'd say you just gotta stay calm, like when you're in the pocket, just to make sure you're not like getting flustered or anything. But I'd say you just have to be like smart and a good leader. Like you have to be out there, like leading the team, making sure they're not like getting out of like going crazy with everything that's going on. And then I just think you gotta be smart enough to get the ball in the right hands at the right time.
Boy, you must have read a book or something, because those are really the two I really believe in. And I think everybody gets caught up in arm and strength. And the other thing is accuracy. The third thing would be accuracy. I think the first thing, honestly, is leadership, and you see more and more of that. And you've done that. Of course, you started as a sophomore for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
You play, because I saw you play. Gosh, it was a rivalry, and you end up beating them. I forget who it was, but you beat them up at your place. And tell me, what advice would you give to young quarterbacks about quarterbacking?
Well, one, I'd tell them to get in the weight room just to make sure you're like ready to take the hits on varsity. But I would say honestly, just like get your mechanics down, like make sure you're out, like you're able just to make the throws. But I would just say like be patient, because freshman year I don't want to sound cocky, but like I knew I was good enough to start on varsity, but my coach like made me earn it. So like I had to be patient and like go through playing JV and just being like the practice squad quarterback. But you just have to be patient, I'd say.
And you're only one play away, right? One injury away from starting. That's really good. Those are really good qualities. By the way, make sure you have the core muscles. I preach that to all quarterbacks, that chest and back and stuff. Everybody gets caught up in these big, strong arms and shoulders. That's not the key. The key is the core muscles. Well, let's talk about you as a person now. Who do you kind of give a lot of credit for developing you?
As a person, I'd say my brother and my parents. But as a football player, I'd say Brad Mendeler. He's my quarterback coach that I've been seeing since like 6th grade.
Is that right? That's good. And he's done a good job. And how have your parents influenced you, other than the obvious? What's one unique thing they do?
Well, they really they care about my grades more than my sports. Like they'll do anything for me, like with the sports, like they want me to succeed, but like they always make sure I'm on top of my grades.
Good. Super important. That's really good. How are your grades?
They're good. I have like a 3.8 to a 4.0.
That's really good. What do you think about majoring in college?
I mean,
Do
I'm
you
not
know
really
yet?
sure. I'm not sure yet, but I like architecture always like caught my eye.
That's really good. You got some pretty good math grades, right?
Yeah.
The math grades better be okay. No, I'm just messing with you. Tell me, uh, what bugs you the most as a quarterback? What annoys
Um,
you the most?
I'd say like people like trying to like talk trash to me. Like it doesn't bother me, but it's just like it just gets old because they say the same things every time.
You just kind of blot that out, right?
Yeah.
You throw that pick, and you come right back. You got to play the next play, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What this is kind of a hard question for a lot of guys. What are words you live by? What's your like what do you I tell people, at 72 years old, I'm still driven. If I'm going to do something, I want to do the best I can to be the best. Words what do you live by?
I'd say control what you can control because there's a lot of things out there that we're not going to be able to control that will like affect us and others. But like if you can like respond to that in a good way, then I feel like you're just like ready.
Oh my, that's really good. Now I had one the other day say, "Why not me?" I thought that was really good too. Why not me? Why not me be a top quarterback and stuff? Why can't I be? That's really good. What advice would you give to a freshman that's just starting to play football, any position? What would you say?
Um, like I said earlier, I just say like be patient and like
Yeah,
just make sure you're ready when the
and,
opportunity arrives.
and keep working hard. And keep
Yeah.
working hard. What's one of the things that you really like about football?
I mean, I just feel like there's nothing like it. I mean, I know I don't go out there and just like hit people all day, but like I feel like it's just like a whole different atmosphere than something you'll experience again.
Okay, what's one of the tougher things you maybe not so good with football?
Um, I mean, recruiting's hard, but like that'll come. But I'd say just like being ready because there's some kids out there that are like big, like there's some grown men out there, and like you're just 15 or you're like 14 to 18 years old. So I'd say like just being ready to take a hit.
Yeah. Okay, that's really good. What do you have to improve on as a football player? Not
Uh,
necessarily a weakness, but what do you have to improve on?
I mean, I'd say everything because I know I don't think I'm at my full potential yet. But like a main thing I'd say is, um, well, one, you getting my body like big enough to play at the next level. And then I'd
Yeah,
say like reading defenses. Like I have to
yeah,
improve on like,
that's real. And in college, Owen, it's so much faster. It's so much faster. I mean, but I'll tell you that in a minute. I want to talk about a quarterback down at Kettering Alder. I might as well talk about him now. And he had very few offers. And a coach coach at Missouri liked him. And he went out there and redshirted for a year, and then he played half the season until he got hurt as a sophomore. I even talked to him on the phone because I thought it was so neat. Connor is just, and he just did such a good job because you never know, like you said, and it's just so much faster. But you do have good technique. I will tell you, I'll criticize you and evaluate you in a minute. Okay, I always do that last so that if you get mad, it's over with anyway. No, I'm just joking around. What's the top? What was so far as a quarterback? What's been the top thing that's happened to you? What's the highest you've been in football?
um, I would just say like being out there playing with all my friends.
Any big
Like,
plays? Any?
uh,
Yeah,
um, I mean, this year we played Cleveland Heights in the playoffs and we beat them. And I feel like
yeah,
that was just like a really good game. And
yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Well, they're good. They're good, and that's really good. I got about 3 minutes here. Tell me what would be what do you do when there's nobody around? When you're not playing football or not playing basketball, not studying, what do you do? What's one thing that nobody knows about you?
I mean, really, I just like play video games and I like hang around with my family now.
Okay. Yeah, because pretty soon you're gonna be leaving in less than a year. Or
Yeah.
probably. Hey, that's really good, but I'm sure you'll be fine. Tell me, let's talk about recruiting just a minute, because this isn't how has that going? How's recruiting going?
I think it's been pretty good. I've gotten offers from Toledo, Akron,
Yeah.
Bowling Green, and Youngstown.
Yeah.
And then I've talked to a lot Cincinnati and Northwestern. But I just feel like it's all like cool with all the schools that have reached out to me and everything.
Yeah. It's really good. They're all good schools, by the way, and good programs. And the thing is, for most, it's going to be hard. You'll have to find a way so they can see you. And I don't know how that'll be. And it's a long ways away. I don't want to preach negative with the COVID-19, what it's doing, but that's going to be a tough situation. But, it all comes down to your senior year now. I would say just about all 2022 guys, it's this year. This is the time you really got to find a way. And I bet you in July, colleges will find a way to see guys. Maybe in June. I don't know about camps yet, but okay, enough about that stuff. I'm going to close. I really think I like you. I watched your video, and every once in a while I get an evaluation right. But you can throw on the run, you can drop down, you can throw overhead, you can step. I think you got to get your feet under you more, and you got to learn to drive, and that'll come with spinning it a little bit harder. But all the passes are there. Okay, now everything is just like you said. Get bigger and stronger. And there are guys like you playing college football, that tall. Don't worry. I mean, you're going to grow. Hopefully. I mean, everybody does. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate talking to you. And this is going to go out to colleges too. So I really appreciate your time. Okay.
All right. Thank you for having me.
That's good. Thank you.